What is up, everyone? Welcome to the No Life Tech Show, airing every Friday here on No Life, the No Life YouTube channel. Over down to my bottom right, you'll see our new website. It is live. http // nolife.digital is the site, so you can head over there. Not much on it yet.
No S?
No S. Well, you can put an S there, but you don't need to. It's just an extra letter that we save time over here on No Life.
You don't use the secure version of HTTP?
No, we got it on there, but you don't have to type it in. It'll do it for you. But go check it out. Like I said, there's not too much stuff on there now, but we're building on there. I wrote a pretty long thing about Black Mirror's shared universe that we're going to get into in a little bit. But you'll see more stuff like that. Really just putting in anything that we find interesting in the whole tech gaming culture space. So that's pretty much it, man. I mean, once you go there, you'll be in contact with all our content, our social media, our Twitch, our Twitter, our Instagram, the articles, the videos, everything is there. So just head over there. There's the hub. And as you can see right over to my right, those are the social media links as well if you want to go follow us on Twitch and Twitter. Oh, I got to add the Instagram one. We also have an Instagram too. It's slowly building. Got 100 followers so far, so we're getting there. I need to start blasting that out more. But yeah, all right, let's jump into it, dude. How about those Patriots and Eagles, dude? Did you guys watch the game at all?
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
You didn't watch it?
No, I don't give a shit about the Eagles and the Patriots. Much less the Patriots.
Yeah, fuck the Patriots.
Whatever.
They're so good, though.
Then greased up Foles, though.
I know,
Yeah.
that was so funny.
Look what
That was the big news story for a while.
You got
Look
some,
what
what
I
is
do
that,
got,
pamplemousse?
Oh, we got the LaCroix. Yeah, that grapefruit.
I got the
Oh, no, you got the
pamplemousse.
passion fruit.
Yeah,
the passion fruit and the grapefruit.
Yeah, I got passion fruit, and I also got tangerine in the refrigerator. The
best.
fridge.
It's the best, dude. I don't think you can get better than LaCroix.
It's a bit healthier than a greasy pole.
So for those of you who don't know, in Philadelphia, they were putting Crisco on poles so that people wouldn't climb them. And they were climbing them anyway.
Dude, they were the Crisco cops.
The Crisco cops were out, dude.
They were fucking savages.
They were
I'm
slippery. They were fucking really slippery. And I don't know how people were still able to climb them. It was pretty impressive.
After the first 30 people fall, it's kind of off. So then
true.
the 31st person's like, yeah, dude, I got this right.
I'm surprised about how well behaved Philly kind of was for Philly's reputation.
Well, that's what they showed. It got a little fucking crazy, dude. It got a little crazy.
Because you say that, and then I've already
seen.
seen like 3 reports today of like Minnesota fans getting like borderline the shit beat out of them.
So my friend,
They shouldn't have been wearing the colors. It's a gang.
My friend, the guy's house that we saw the game at, he's a huge Minnesota Vikings fan. And I'm rooting for Philly because I live in Philly. And if they win, dude, there's free beer. Dunkin' Donuts give out free coffee. The PPA is so much easier giving out tickets. There's so many more perks for Philly to win than fucking Vikings. So he was quite upset when they got fucking blown out. Dude, the game was,
dude.
It was so
I wasn't
bad.
expecting that.
It was a bad game. It was a bad game.
no.
But
Like, especially because they started strong. They came out and did a good first drive, and it was like, okay, it looks like Vikings might have this. Because they came in on paper seemingly pretty close together.
Yeah.
And then, bam.
What happened was that the Minnesota's defense, which is the best defense in the league, just shit the bed. And that they could not stop Nick Foles. Makes no sense. He played a phenomenal game, though.
Some of them throws from Foles were pretty on point.
Yeah, the 1-2.
The flea flicker?
Yeah, the flea flicker was just crazy, which you could see on our Instagram because I reposted it. So go check that out. But that was insane, dude. He was throwing like Tom Brady, Nick Foles. It was pretty crazy how well he was doing out there. And then on the other side, the Pats coming back with Tom Brady hurt. Gronkowski gets a concussion. He's out. They don't have Edelman. Amendola just fucking scooped it up, man. It was a really impressive. That's the Pats, dude.
It was an interesting game too, just because like Jacksonville came out like mean, they came out strong. Fournette just carried that team.
Yeah,
there was a couple of runs. Yeah,
away last week against Pittsburgh. So, like, I'm not surprised they wound up choking it out anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's been Jacksonville all year. You got Bortles as a quarterback.
I like Bortles, but I think maybe next year they'll be a bigger contender next year.
Who knows? Yeah. With that AFC South, with Watson coming back, with Andrew Luck potentially coming back and being coached by Daniels.
And then who knows? And then who knows with the Patriots? They were rumors that they were going to trade Tom Brady.
I honestly think they're kind of bullshit.
I'm going to say is the AFC South has the Texans are coached by Bill O'Brien. The Titans are now coached by Mike Vrabel. McDaniels coached the Colts.
Hold on.
It's just the whole Belichick.
I know, dude. That's the Titans are doing better at the Lions of making the shitty Patriots.
Who would trade Tom Brady? Who would actually find that rumor reasonable?
I don't know.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's
trade off Tom Brady.
Jimmy
they're talking
Garoppolo.
or Bill Belichick's going to leave and coach somewhere else. Like, no, if either of them are out, they're going to retire.
Yeah. I think Tom Brady's going to retire soon.
I can see him sometime soon, but yeah.
If he wins this Super Bowl, I think he'll retire soon.
Dude,
next year.
I've always I know everyone else here seems to hate the Patriots. I've always kind of liked them just because, hey, dude, Tom Brady came from Michigan, dude. Go U of M.
Well,
got them college ties.
If you're not if you're not super invested into football, watching the Patriots kind of become this dynasty has been interesting. They're just the most dominant team we've ever seen since Lombardi's Packers. It's just never been done before. Brady and Belichick. Yeah. But if you are someone who has a team in football,
it's getting old. Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting fucking super old.
Well, no, because it's the same thing. I do get it though, because fuck the pack, fuck Packers.
I mean, between Tom Brady and Peyton Manning's gone now, and then Big Ben, I'm kind of done with those three. I want some fresh blood.
Yeah, I want to see the new guys come in. I want to see Cam Newton come in. I want to see Blake Bortles come in, and some of these Case Keenum who turned out to be a surprise.
Cam Newton's already got a Super Bowl.
I want to see Scam Newton. I want to see Scam Newton come in and respect women.
Scam Newton.
I want to see him win. He already has a Super Bowl, but I want him to be the dynasty now.
I don't think.
No, dude, it's about our boy Matt Stafford. How about that?
Nah, Matt Stafford, dude, he's washed up, dude. You got to trade Matt Stafford. Get a nice pick.
Yeah, dude. I know, dude. Trade that 29-year-old quarterback in his prime who's thrown for 4,500 yards every season for the last 8 years.
Is Foles a free agent or is he under contract?
Who?
Foles?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what his
because he did this. Yeah, he did this shit a couple of years ago. And then he went to the Rams, I think, or someone like that, and did dog shit.
If he wins the Super Bowl, you can get at least 1 or 2 first rounds out of him.
Yeah, he went to the Rams and then got hurt because he was playing with Sam Bradford, and then Bradford went to
yeah, but
Vikings.
They were coached by Jeff Fisher.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm excited to see this Eagles Patriots game. I think it's gonna be a good game.
Fun, yeah.
I think it's gonna be a good game.
I'm also doubly invested in the Patriots since I'm Lions fan, so we're getting Patricia. Yeah. That's all I'm watching basically. Been watching the Patriots, just so who the fuck is this guy?
Talking about tech and talking about the Super Bowl. When the last time the two teams met in the Super Bowl, the Eagles and the Patriots, Twitter was not a thing. The iPhone was not a thing. YouTube really wasn't that big yet.
It's been that long?
2004?
2003? 2, I think.
Is it
okay, but my point is it's happened in my lifetime. The Lions haven't. Jacksonville hasn't. All of these other teams that were in the playoffs haven't. Philly to me is always I don't know, growing up, Philly's always been a good team. They've never won it, but they've always been in a good team. I was the Donovan McNabb era of they went to the NFC playoffs every the championship game every year.
5 straight years in a row.
Yeah.
Andy Reid could never win the big one.
Nope, yeah. Couldn't put it together. But they might have a chance. Saint Nick, dude. Nick Foles, Napoleon Dynamite.
Saint Nick. my God.
I just want to see Nick Foles beat Tom Brady. I think it would be the best thing ever. Watching
I
Tom
think it'd
Brady
be
lose to Nick
hilarious.
Foles, dude. He's a scrub.
I don't
It's
think it's
not
going to be
gonna
Nick Foles
happen.
beating Tom Brady. It's going to be Fletcher Cox beating Tom
Yeah.
Brady.
You
Well, no,
think-
because that's why I wanted the Vikings to win. They're gonna play in Minnesota, and it's like Case Keenum just came out of nowhere this year.
yeah,
Like that was the
but,
fun of that.
I mean, if we're gonna be honest, they didn't even win the last week's game. They were just got God lucky with
Yeah.
that miracle throw. They should have lost that
Yeah.
game. Should have been Drew Brees versus the Eagles. That would have been a lot closer of an NFC championship. And then we could have saw Drew Brees versus what's his name, Tom Brady, which would have been interesting, or what we're gonna see now. So, because I didn't think Jacksonville was ever gonna be able to take the Patriots. They're just way too experienced, and Blake Bortles.
It's Blake Bortles,
It's
dude.
crazy. They don't really have much of a. They don't really have many weapons, other than fucking Fournette.
Fournette, yeah. Which, by the way, Fournette's a big weapon, but
he is,
still, yeah.
When you're playing against Tom Brady, you need everything, man.
And like their defense is good. Like they'll be, I think, give them 2 years. They're gonna be scary if they can keep that defense together.
That's the
Yeah.
problem. That defense has about $50 million in cap space invested into
Exactly.
it.
And that is
Yeah.
a team that does not have a lot of money.
They own a lot of money, and that defense is going to eventually leave and get paid somewhere else too.
The same with the Vikings, though, man. That's an expensive team.
If I'm the Jags, I'm trading for a quarterback.
I'd do that or go
I don't
for
know, man.
like
I
a Case Keenum.
I think they're gonna keep Bortles, dude. They
They're
can
gonna
keep
get
him
Alex
cheap.
I know they're gonna keep Bortles, but
Alex Smith.
like,
Yeah.
what do I think they're gonna do? They're gonna keep Bortles. He's won 2 playoff games. Should
Alex
they keep
Smith-
Bortles? Yeah, no,
Alex
probably
Smith
not.
was the biggest disappointment in the NFL period this year. He was a big
This year?
disappointment. Yeah. Yeah. Well, he had a little bit of a shine coming.
insert Alex Smith jokes from when he was in the
San
49ers.
All right, well, let's get off football. We'll come back when the Super Bowl ends. What do you got? All right, let's make our picks. I think the Eagles are going to win. Who's next? Is it Pats roundtable? Everyone thinks the Pats are going to beat the Eagles.
I don't know, because I think the Eagles have better players, but
And healthier players.
I don't
Yeah.
want the Patriots to win, but I think the Patriots are going to win.
I think it's a tale of two halves. I think the Eagles win the first half, and I think you get another comeback in the second half. And
Oh my God! If we see that,
Dude, that is
I'll cry.
legit. Like, I'm sorry, I hate Tom Brady, and he, deflate gate and all that, but he is really like a fucking master of the 2-minute drill.
28-3.
yeah,
Like I
it's
said,
him. But like their
28-3.
entire, it's
Dude, Belichick.
they are, but it's also that entire coaching system.
Yeah,
Like I mean,
Belichick.
even with the Jacksonville game, they let up 2 quick touchdowns. After that, Jacksonville, I think, got like 4 first downs the rest of the game.
Yeah,
They just figured out the right changes, and they did nothing.
They just know they can figure out your defense. They know when you're going to make mistakes. They know how to make you make mistakes, and they just fucking capitalize it every time. If it's when you have momentum against the Pats and you can keep that momentum and do the same exact thing over and over again, that's how you beat the Pats. It's when you start to adjust and you try to outsmart Belichick. That's where he wants you, dude. He wants you to try to outsmart him because you can't. He's the smartest dude on the field, man. And right now the Patriots have the Eagles are the underdog. They're giving the Patriots 5 points. So there you go. Man, that's a pretty tough bet. Patriots winning by at least 5. I gotta go Eagles, man. I think the Eagles are gonna take it. I think they got a lot more momentum going.
I
We
think-
got a hurt. We got a wounded and hurt
Patriot-
Patriots.
I say Patriots win it by a touchdown and an extra point, so 7. I say
Yeah.
they're going to win it by 7.
That's a
I
good
just-
bet.
Like I think their defense is way better, because that's the craziest part to me about the Patriots. They've never had good defensive players. They've had really good schemes.
Yeah, they stepped up last night, but again, they're playing the Jacksonville. It's kind of easy to just shut down Fournette, just pull your guys in, and now you're just putting pressure on Bortles, and then he's just going to make mistakes,
But the thing that worries me is Foles was looking good, but I think honestly it's probably going to come out down to injuries. Like if everyone can get healthy, versus who can't.
We'll probably see Gronk in there. And then that should be it. That's all they really need, dude. I don't think they're going to need Edelman. All right, moving on. Let's get into tech news. Anyone been watching anything or listening to anything lately? I don't think there has been anything new that's popped up.
I've just been watching cooking shows.
You stay watching cooking shows.
Dude, that's all I do half of the time is watch cooking shows.
Oh, I wanted to. Oh, we'll save that for the.
Dude, I got that
next
4K TV, and now it's just every Netflix cooking
Jeff and the
show.
kitchen.
Yeah,
I was the same
every
way,
4K
dude.
cooking show that's all it's on.
I was the same
Let's
way.
see. Did I tell you guys about all those documentaries I was watching last time?
No.
Did we talk about that last time? All right, so I've been Netflix binging it this past week for some reason. I watched a good few bit of documentaries. I watched the Icarus documentary, which is really fucking good.
Yeah, that's good.
I recommend everybody watch that one. And I don't even want to tell you what it's about because it kind of spoils it. Just watch it.
Yeah.
Then I watched Wormwood, which I really liked that.
That's
It's
the
kind of like
Western, right?
do what?
It's a Western, right?
No.
I
Wormwood
think it's
is another documentary about MK Ultra Conda.
Oh, that's right. I
Like,
saw that on
yeah,
there.
Yeah, like the CIA admitted to feeding this civilian scientist LSD without his knowledge, and he ended up killing himself.
Yeah.
And it's about that guy's family trying to figure out, what all happened.
Yeah.
Then I also watched Capitalism Love Story.
Michael Moore.
Michael Moore. Yeah. Which I mean, Michael Moore makes really good documentaries. I don't care how much people hate him. but
Yeah.
it's always an interesting watch, and they always feel impactful when you watch them. They're a bit ham-fisted sometimes, but I liked it. And yeah, that's it for documentaries. But what I was originally going to say, if you guys were like, yeah, your dumbass talked about that last week and you just didn't remember, I watched Devilman Crybaby. That is really fucking good.
Devilman Cry?
Devilman Crybaby. DOOBIE,
That's on
have you seen
Netflix?
that? Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's an anime.
Yeah, I've seen Twitter blow up about it. It's
Have you watched it though?
Devilman's a classic anime.
Have you
I haven't
watched it?
yet, no.
It's really fucking good. It's only 10 episodes. Watch it. It is worth the watch. Yeah, it's really good. It's definitely one of those anime that you watch by yourself.
Okay.
You don't want to watch this with somebody who doesn't watch anime because they will get weirded out because it is very mature. Like, it's dark and it's very mature.
The headline says Devilman Crybaby is a sexy Attack on Titan. Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah. Like there's a good bit of nudity in it and stuff like that, and it does have violence, like really graphic violence.
Yeah, like 90s anime. That's how I remember 90s anime being.
Yeah. I mean, even the visual style is like throwback to like 80s, like late 70s, early 80s anime, like
I'm watching it.
Lupin the Third and stuff like that. But the anime is really good and the art style is really good, and I really suggest it. It's only 10 episodes. You can literally binge it in a day. It's really good.
Dude, this is what I've been waiting for. Shit like this.
Yeah, like it's really good, and like the ending's really good. It's really fucking good. And it wraps up, so I don't think there's going to be like a season 2 or anything. I think
GameSpot 17 Devilman Crybaby scenes that are so fucked up they shouldn't be on Netflix. Dude, I am hype now.
Yeah, dude, watch it. It's legit. And I also started watching Asian, which is another anime on there, and I'm in the second season now. It's really good. I was also just suggest that one.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'm interested.
I'm starting to get back into the anime mood. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll through all of the animes that I haven't seen that are on Netflix. I'm just going to go ahead and just watch them all.
Yeah.
And then I guess after that I'll renew my Crunchyroll subscription or something, or probably just go watch it on a anime site.
Hopefully there's more stuff like this comes out if this becomes big. Because like I had Crunchyroll and a lot of that stuff was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the best one that has come out recently, in my opinion, was probably ReZero. ReZero got a lot of hype and a lot of people enjoyed ReZero. I enjoyed ReZero. But other than that, like everything's either really niche or they're trying to really play to that
Weeb market.
like
I just got
the
done-
weeb every like cute girl market. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I do
I just
not
got
like that
done-
at all.
I just got done watching the Danganronpa anime.
No, I want to watch that, but I want to play the games.
Yeah, you're gonna definitely want to play the games.
Yeah,
Because
but
the way
I
it's
did
set up
watch
is
it.
there's 2 arcs,
Mm,
but you watch like episode 1 of this arc, and then you watch episode 1 of the like prequel arc, and you go back and forth. So you're kind of
that's
like
fucking
going
crazy.
forward and behind. But like that way, they have like things where in the prequel they set up some of these characters, and then you see them in the future timeline. Where if you watch just like the 10 episodes of each in order, you would be left going, well, these characters feel incomplete. Like none of this makes sense. But if you watch it as like a 20 episode anime, it makes a lot of sense.
Wayne, I think that if you can get over the 3D, the 3D or 2.5D or whatever it is, animation of Ajin, I think that would be something you'd like. It's about like the type of people are discovered that they don't die, like when they don't die when you kill them, and so they become kind of oppressed.
Mhm.
So yeah. And
How do you spell it?
Ajin, and it's on Netflix.
It's 2.5D. You're saying it's like a
Yeah,
weird
it's like 3D. It doesn't like art style isn't that great, but it does have like a good bit of violence in it.
Yeah, as long as it's more of like an adult theme.
Yeah.
like that
It's not like a little kid thing. Like I would not let any kid under the age of 17 or 16 watch
All
it.
right, cool.
A lot of good violence.
I'm into it. I'm definitely gonna watch that Devil one first. 'Cause I'm looking at some of the pictures and it's just.
You still didn't watch the Castlevania, did you?
I started watching it, but I didn't like it that much. It was a bit boring. It was a little.
Really?
Little dull.
The action scenes were really
It's
good.
very short. It's only 4 episodes, but I
Mm.
guarantee you, the last scene of the last episode, that
Yeah.
fight scene,
Yeah.
totally worth it.
Not only
I
that,
want
but
more of that.
Netflix just picked them up for 8 more episodes too.
Maybe I'll try.
Yep.
Maybe I'll try to get back into it because I feel like
Look
I
at-
just need to watch it.
just
and
make
get
it-
in
Yeah, look at
2
this.
hours, not
Yeah,
even.
look at it this way. It's like the length of a movie, and that's it.
All
It's just 4 episodes. It's not that long.
right, I'll get into it then.
In that last fight scene, like Loco can
Yeah.
definitely agree. It's
it's-
so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really good.
All right, cool. Well, let's get into some news. I haven't really been watching anything new, I don't think, or listening to anything new. All right, so we got a new article from The Verge. Facebook admits what we all know, that social media can be bad for democracy. Now, we kind of know like what's been going on with Facebook with all the fake news stuff and how Russians were being able to basically purchase more ad space for propaganda and influence heavily not only our election, but just the social constructs of this country. It was done in such a way that was so powerful that I don't think people realize how effective that was. Because, I mean, if we look at politics in today's country, you have people on both sides that are just so die-hard and so split. That's exactly how you take over any type of country. That's exactly how you kind of invade a social country. And Russia was able to do that just by kind of influencing media, which is, you know, the US's main import and export. So I think that's super interesting too, as someone who like enjoys politics and I like to see how that stuff kind of plays out. Just seeing what Russia was able to do and how like half the country doesn't even believe it's true. Just watching this kind of country kind of turn on itself because of specifically Russian intervention is super interesting to me. And now we're having more people from Facebook kind of come out and say, you know, this is we fucked up here. We fucked up pretty badly. Now I understand if you're Mark Zuckerberg and you're some of the top guys at Facebook and you're building a social media platform that is basically your idea is to just connect people as deeply as possible, right? You just want to connect people, and that's all you're thinking about is just a pure virtue of connecting people. You know, they have no malicious intent at all. I really don't think Mark Zuckerberg has any malicious intent in him. I think he's just a good dude, kind of a nerdy dude, but he's just too hyper-focused on his goals, and he has certain assumptions that people have or he has assumptions for people, and I think a lot of the time they're wrong. Like a lot of the time, people are, you know, they're not very kind-hearted, right? So if you're building platforms, assuming that most people are going to use them in a virtuistic way, you're going to get exploited. And I think that's what happened with Facebook. And now you're having a lot of the execs come out and basically state how, you know, this rise in fake media and fake news and being able to give everyone a loud platform has not been so good for uncovering truth, for journalism, and for basically, you know, democracy in itself. One of the best things that I've ever seen was this, it was by, I forget how to say his name, Chamath Palihapitiya, who is one of the, you know, main founders of Facebook. He works at Google. I don't know what he's doing now. I think he's just a venture capitalist now. But he does this interview where he basically says, you know, he doesn't use Facebook at all. He thinks Facebook is destroying the fabric of today's society. And I highly recommend you watch it. Watch the whole thing because it's a really fascinating interview from a man who's very powerful and has seen it all. He's seen the rise of tech. He's been, you know, he's influenced the rise of tech. He's played a big part in it. And now he understands kind of what's going on and how his plan is to kind of fix it. And, you know, you need a lot of money to do that. And he kind of teaches you good ways to use your money and, you know, for good social causes. So watch this interview and then kind of just, you know, take whatever you see on Facebook with a grain of salt. If you're using it anything more than a business platform or a way to connect with your family, you're probably using it wrong. You shouldn't really use it for entertainment. I feel like once you start doing that, you're going to get wrapped up into all of the fake news bullshit because a lot of the time it's entertaining. And then, you know, playing that Alex Jones side or playing that Rachel Maddow side against each other, it just really becomes a form of entertainment that I think can get pretty dicey, and a lot of the truth kind of gets subverted when that happens. So really just use Facebook, in my opinion, use it as a way to just connect with people or to use it to like promote your company or something. And that's basically it. I wouldn't use it for anything else than that until they start fixing, you know, a lot of this fake news shit, because you're going to get wrapped up in something you don't want to. But check out these articles because they are really interesting, and social media in itself is interesting if you really think about it and how quickly it changed the way we kind of communicated with each other. And now they're starting to see that, you know what, maybe it's not a very good thing. Maybe they need to put some things in place to make sure that truth doesn't be, or that lies don't become promoted more than the truth. All right.
Well, I mean, something that I'm interested in seeing how how that's handled, I guess, is their changes they've been making over the last year and a half or so, since they're trying to get rid of it being so group centric.
What do you mean?
They've slowly been pushing to have businesses and ads be less on like your news feed, et cetera, things like that. They're trying to kind of bring it back towards what was good about Facebook when it came out. Like, yeah, here's the people you actually know. That's who's in your feed.
Right.
Versus I can open mine up and half of it's news.
Yeah.
From sources I don't care about.
Right. Or sources that are probably fake, you know? That's the worst thing about what Facebook started to do with Instagram was how they just fucked the timeline up because, you know,
they did, but that's actually been doing really well. Actually, for actual interactment and like people clicking on those ads and interacting with them, customer wise, Instagram's killing it. Like they've been slaughtering everything for actual like ad interaction.
I think that is a good thing if you are someone trying to promote something. But if you're just someone who's just scrolling and wanting to scroll through Instagram, I mean, you'll get posts from like 4 or 5 days ago from people, and you're like, why is this at the top of my feed? And you kind of get lost in that. It has gotten a little bit better, but I don't like that type of newsfeed. I want a newsfeed to be chronological. You know what I mean?
I agree with you there, but you like that is a battle because you also have to monetize it, and these companies have to be able to support themselves somehow.
Yeah,
but what I'm interested to see how is like. I don't like Facebook's idea of what's a community. Like the group pages, that's not a community.
You know what's really terrible? Twitter's notification system.
Oh, it's the worst.
Dude, that shit is
Yeah.
so bad. Like, I'll
I
get on
love Twitter, but yeah.
I'll get on Twitter and I'll have like 3 notifications and I'll be like, oh, damn, people trying to talk to me today. And then I'll check my notifications and none of them have anything to do with
It'll
me.
be
It's
like
look
Steven,
at what Ethan Klein.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, come on, bro.
It's
Yeah.
like I know I'm an Ethan Kleiner or a Gila Kleiner, but like, geez, come on.
But that's the kind of that's kind
Well,
of what
then-
happens when you try to monetize something, because you got to promote the people that are
Yeah.
going to pay you, because that's what they pay you for. So you're gonna get shit like that. So I kind of understand that. I just think that if you're using Facebook specifically as a means of entertainment, like now they're starting to put like video feeds, like a face or a YouTube thing on Facebook, which I think could be cool if they do it right. But it's just all promoted
They haven't.
stuff.
That's the shitty part, though. They haven't, and
It's
most
all
of it's
promoted
been
stuff.
stolen.
Yeah, most
And
of
then
it's
like
stolen
stolen
shit.
Facebook
content
Live,
from
Facebook
YouTube.
Live, they like
Oh god.
they've been trying to get Facebook Live to be a thing for years, and it is a thing. That's the crazy part,
Yeah.
though, is like you do have to realize like Facebook Live is actually really popular.
No. Facebook
Just-
in general is really popular.
No, yeah,
You-
Facebook in general is, but no, Facebook Live's actually really fucking popular if you're above the age of like 45. It's actually like insanely popular with those
Not even
guys.
that. Not even that. But like a bunch of the females around here, they do that pyramid scheme thing where they sell
Oh,
makeup.
fuck that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So every day I get on Facebook, I always have at least 1 to 2 notifications, and I go to check them, and it's like so and so is live, and that's what they're doing. They're like
Yeah.
doing their little makeup shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's that shit.
it's-
Esports has been trying to get on it, and I'm like, why? What? No, it's not even esports has been trying to get on it. Facebook's been trying to pay esports so much money that they're taking the deals.
They got a lot of gaming stuff on there now. I've been seeing it.
Yeah, and it's like, no, dude, why? Like, I'm like, I was gonna watch it because it was on Twitch. Then you did a deal with YouTube. I can at least put up with YouTube. I'm not watching it on fucking Facebook, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks because YouTube as a platform fucking sucks. If you're a content creator, they're just doing everything they can to push everyone away. And then you have Facebook, which is getting probably the most eyes. Like, it's been a thing where it's like, if I upload my videos to Instagram and Facebook and to just my groups, I can probably make more money doing so and get a lot more attention doing so if I really make sure I tag everything right and I do the whole Facebook thing, which is like a completely different way to do it than what YouTube is. But if I do it on YouTube, then it's more of like a simple platform, kind of just goes up. But then I got to deal with all the YouTube bullshit. So, I mean, I don't know. They kind of all need to work out their kinks. I think social media is in a really interesting place now. I like Twitter the best. I really just love Twitter, dude. And I love how it's chronological. I love how it's just quick. I love how, if I don't want to see someone's fucking tweets, I just fucking mute them and that's it. I won't see their tweets. I won't see anyone's tweets around it. I don't know. I think Twitter's the
even
best
for
one.
breaking the chronological, I like how they do it with the in case you missed it. Like that stuff can be annoying, but I like it that it's here's a chunk.
Yeah.
Like we're making it very obvious. Here's a chunk of previous stuff, and you can get rid of it instantly if you even want to.
Yeah,
I like that way.
like that. Yeah, I like the trending stuff on Twitter. I just like Twitter better. Unfortunately, it's still when you compare it to Facebook, it's just not nearly as popular. Facebook is just humongous, so you got to kind of factor that in too if you're trying to grow your brand or to get clicks on stuff. It's interesting.
Get your grandmas.
Don't use Facebook for anything political unless you want to fucking turn into a Russian bot.
Or sell stuff, and then if you keep selling stuff in your pyramid scheme through Facebook, one day you can become the education head of education, Department of Education, or whatever.
Like it pains me so much when people talk about like a lot of the females around here. They're like they're the ones that do that. They're like, oh yeah, I want to be my own boss. I'm a boss, babe. And it's like you can boss your way right off of a cliff. It's like if you're not intelligent enough to see a pyramid scheme, I don't really.
Dude, that stuff's been around for a while too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
No,
it's-
dude, I'm
around
knives.
here. It's like it's like the area is big enough to where maybe like one company can do it, but it's like Limelight and it's unique. And like
Oh my
these
god.
bitches don't realize they're all just trying to sell bullshit overpriced
To each other.
makeup to each other.
Yeah.
To all the same people. It's like, fuck off, man.
No,
God.
dude. Amway's from Grand Rapids. It's been here forever, and it's hell.
Yeah. That's been around too,
Every 17-year-old or like 18-year-old in high school is like, I can do this and drive a Ferrari.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy because it's been around forever. You think it would kind of like pass its phase, but
It's like
still
the new
around.
age Avon lady. That's all it is.
No,
Yes,
that's
that's exactly what it is.
This is Tupperware salesman over Tupperware parties online.
Yeah. And then you get to actually try the products and realize like they're the worst shit in the world.
Yeah, except one of the Cutco knives that my mom bought because my cousin did it a while ago, and he did a whole fucking presentation.
Got the Cutco knives.
He did a whole presentation in front of my family, but that Cutco knife is fucking pretty legit. So that was a good purchase. All right, Google briefly broke Amazon's workaround for YouTube on Fire TV. Another petty move in this bitter user hostile fight is out of The Verge. We know that Google and Amazon are kind of having like a fucking codec war.
Dude, they've been tussling for like a year and a half.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the workaround was.
Oh, you just had to use it as a website.
Oh, right. So it looks like they pretty much
Like that's how all of like the Amazon Fire tablets used to be. You basically download a web app that's just a website, mobile view.
Yeah, YouTube briefly appeared to have blocked the Silk web browser on Fire TV from displaying the TV-optimized interface normally shown on large screens. As a result, trying to navigate YouTube and watch videos becomes a usability nightmare on Amazon's popular streaming products. I mean, I don't know, man. I understand, like, I understand why to do it, but if you want... I mean, I guess they just think that YouTube is just such a big enough platform that they can bar people from watching it on one device. You know what I mean? Get other people to move their Chromecast because
it's a huge bargaining chip.
There's no other platform.
Yeah,
none.
Like I mean, it's YouTube, and I've learned through this fight, YouTube's more valuable to me than Twitch. Like, because it's even, with a Roku, I can't watch Twitch on a Roku. You can only watch Twitch on Fire Sticks. Like, it's going both ways of, like, both of them being dickholes. And it's like, all right.
And no one, I mean, I'm not going to buy a Fire Stick, a Roku, a fucking Sling TV box, and a Chromecast. It's never going to happen.
Yeah. Well, that's why about the Roku. It's the closest I can get to all of them. You can still watch the Amazon stuff on it. You just can't watch Twitch.
Can't Twitch you get a Fire Stick and modify it though? So
you kind of can, but it depends on how you're going to have to go around it. Because once you do that too, though, you run the risk of losing the Amazon bullshit.
The Twitch app on the PlayStation 4 is kind of garbage.
Oh yeah.
The only thing that I watch on PlayStation 4 is Netflix. I don't watch Twitch on PlayStation 4.
I use my Samsung my Samsung TV has like a smart thing in it, and I just use that, and it's been working pretty well. I got YouTube, Facebook. I think my Amazon stuff I have to run through my NVIDIA Shield. And that's pretty much where all my other stuff goes to is my NVIDIA Shield, and that's what I use as like a casting device too. So I haven't really had too much of an issue with it because YouTube's on the Samsung TV. But I used to just use Chromecast, so I guess I would be shit out of luck if I tried to watch Amazon TV on it. I wouldn't be able to do it. And you can't.
And you're not missing out on much.
Yeah. Well,
Amazon's
pretty dope.
Amazon's got some good shows. Like, don't get me wrong, but
it's not.
That's not the bargaining chip that YouTube is. Like 100%. That's the crazy part. But the bargaining 100%. Chip Amazon has is, hey, bitch, we're Amazon.
100%. Yeah.
Like,
I think hopefully this gets worked out. They should just figure out some type of like licensing thing,
Yeah.
And whatever to just fucking put YouTube on your fucking device. You'll get so many more people that can move over, or the other way around. Chromecast just like figure out some type of licensing thing and sales percentage. I don't know, because it's dumb. Speaking of Amazon, Amazon Go debuts and its prying cameras foil our shoplifting attempts out of Ars Technica. In spite of more than 100 cameras, I still managed to kind of sort of steal some yogurt. So what Amazon Go is, it's like this fucking supermarket where these cameras kind of can detect exactly what you're putting into your cart, and you just walk out and it'll just charge your card. So you don't have to meet any cashiers. Just basically a completely automated supermarket, which is fucking crazy if you think about it, that we're this far ahead in the future. But it's still not really working.
I think that's fantastic. Didn't they also like buy out Whole Foods to do this?
Oh yeah.
They didn't buy out Whole Foods to do this, but yeah, that helps out a lot, obviously. Because they made one of these like last year. And then started like really trying to make this into a thing they could do permanently, like starting last year. And it's just awesome.
Yeah.
Basically, it's all like weight sensors underneath to tell like when it's picked up, and then it has notifications with you, and it's able to track you basically through your phone to charge it directly to your account. Like,
it's amazing. It's
dope.
I wish we had one around here, because I would love to go grocery shopping where all I have to do is just go in, pick stuff up, and walk out.
You don't have to talk to nobody.
I already
wait till like
though.
10 p.m. to go do my groceries, because otherwise it's just a hellhole.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what is really shitty though? Like, you know, when you pick up something in the grocery store and you're walking around with it and you decide later that you don't need it. You would have to walk back to the original spot to put it back up, instead of, you know, putting like the Tide Pods on the 6-pack fucking shelf.
The first one they did, it still actually worked, because like they do still have to have like a QR code in all of them or something. Like obviously someone else is going to have to go and put that item back, but like it didn't charge you for it or anything like that.
Yeah, it won't charge you unless you leave the store with it.
Right. So I think they'd still obviously have to have a couple of stockers, but you'd have to have that anyway.
Yeah, or like a bin, like an automated bin where it's like if you don't want something, you just throw it in
a library
there.
Book return.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like this shelf,
like some kind of bin, like by the exit of the door, where you just like put your stuff that you decided you didn't want into that bin, and somebody would sort it out later.
Yeah. No, I think it's fucking amazing that they were able to figure this out. It's definitely, if this works like 100% and they can get all Whole Foods to maneuver in this, you can guarantee that they're going to try to license this technology out to other companies, or just start buying other companies and just putting it in everywhere. Dude, Amazon's taken over, man. It's pretty crazy how effective this company has become.
And I mean, it's got a dope cafe that just has like chargers built into the wall.
Oh, that's fucking,
you know,
what you need,
Jerry,
man.
you know, if you're like me, and it sounds like you are, because you just said that you waited until late.
Oh yeah. I don't like dealing with mass crowds at shopping.
All right. So
I want a nice peaceful experience while I decide what tomato I'm going to fucking buy.
You probably already know this, but for the most part, like Walmart has a grocery pickup.
Yeah.
Like you can order your stuff online, and I know I do that for everything except fresh produce. I would go into a store to look for fresh produce.
I've never. You
don't do that, Wayne?
Oh, I've only done the grocery delivery a few times from Whole Foods. That's about it.
Yeah, like Walmart, it has a app. You can download the app, or you can do it online, and you basically just order, or you fill up your cart with whatever you're going to get, and then you check out, and you tell them which location you want to pick up from, and they give you like times you can come by and pick it up.
Yeah,
and you just pick your time, and then they email you when your stuff's ready, and you just go up there, park in a designated spot for pickup.
Oh, they drop it off?
Yeah, they'll come outside, wheel it out, and they'll be like, if they had to substitute something, they'll tell you. If they didn't have something, they'll tell you. Yeah. And then if you're a piece of shit, you can let them load it into your vehicle, or you can get out and help them.
Nah, let them load it in, dude.
I actually get out and help them, but
they're getting paid those big Walmart bucks, dude.
Dude, it's so awkward though.
So those big Walmart bucks.
Yeah, those big Walmart bucks. Full-time employees still having to file for food stamps.
Yeah. Got to suck up them benefits.
I'll tell you this though, like places like ShopRite, like Acme, those type of supermarkets, if they do not adapt to new technologies, what are they doing? You know, I understand the margins suck tremendously.
I don't even know what the fuck stores you just said. So
Oh, really? You don't have
obviously
any of those
they
stores?
ain't doing much.
Well, what about Publix? Publix is a big one.
We
Florida.
have one in Memphis. I think I don't know. The only thing that we have around here that I usually use is Walmart, and then I use Kroger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kroger's
I
would be
use-
an example.
Kroger's everywhere. I use Meijer because they're from here, but they're by far the best kind of like supermarket around.
Yeah, that's like we have Wegmans, which
Right.
Is like
It would be
top
it'd
one.
be like a Wegmans kind of.
But I mean, if you're not selling like really, like where Wegmans, they basically sell like the best stuff that you can get, right? If you're not doing that, you need to like, I don't know if like places like ShopRite and stuff will be able to compete with this, especially since margins on the supermarkets are like when I was younger, I used to work at a supermarket, and just like hearing like the managers like talk about how close the margins are and how like it's tough to run a supermarket, especially when you're competing against Walmart and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty interesting once these kind of supermarkets really take hold and everyone wants a Whole Foods, everyone wants just an Amazon Go place, and no one's really going to ShopRite, you know, where you have to deal with all the, sure, it might be cheaper, but you know, you're dealing with older technologies, and I don't know if people are going to want to give up a lot of those conveniences. So it's interesting.
I'll give up almost anything for 30-cent good eggs.
Yeah.
I'm
The
down with
only
that.
I was about to say the only thing that I think people would eventually not or would never give up would be something like Sam's Club or Costco, where you go in there and you just buy
huge
bulk.
wholesale.
Yeah, just huge wholesale shit.
I'm
for
sure
super
Amazon
cheap.
will figure that out, though. I'm sure they know that, you know.
Yeah.
They got the
I mean,
fucking
Sam's Club's
power.
already starting to close down some,
Yeah. It's hard
but I
to
think that's
compete with
mostly
Amazon.
because of Costco.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
Costco's
much because
gigantic.
everybody just goes to Costco because, you know,
They can
fuck-
offer the cheapest prices.
fuck the Waltons, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
fuck Walmart.
Well, let's be real. Kirkland's a lot better than Great Value.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys have a Save-A-Lot? Have you guys ever been to Save-A-Lot?
Fuck Save-A-Lot.
Hold
Oh,
on.
I'm so glad you guys
Jerry,
have Save-A-Lot, dude.
Bro, I have a
It's
Save a
the
Lot right
worst.
around the corner from me.
It's like, that's the ghetto shop, right? That's what
Yeah.
Save-A-Lot is.
Yeah, literally, I have a Save a Lot right around the corner from me.
All right.
It's like
Bottom
when I
dollar.
said, as soon as I said I have one right around the corner from me, fucking Wayne's like, yeah, it's the ghetto.
Dude, bottom dollar.
That'll tell you where Loco lives.
Yeah,
Wink,
Get
dude.
on the Maldives.
No, dude, I used to fucking
Dude,
go to
Aldi's is
Save-A-Lot.
the shit. Don't diss Aldi's.
No, I will never buy
Aldi's
Danny
is
from
the
Aldi's again.
worst.
It was the
Aldi-
worst decision ever
Aldi,
made.
I'd rather go to Save-A-Lot than fucking Aldi's. I fucking hate
Nah,
Aldi's.
dude.
Gotta go
If you know what
Twin
you're doing,
Flats.
Aldi's is a lifesaver.
Dude, my friend said the same exact thing, and I went in with him, and he bought meat from Aldi's, and I couldn't believe what he was doing because the meat looks so bad. I was like, dude, you're buying $2 meat. You don't you
Easy.
can't get meat for
Well,
$2.
He's going
No,
there
you
to
can.
buy
You
some,
can. You just you look at it and say, "Oh, it's this look okay." If it looks okay, then buy it. If it doesn't look okay, don't fucking buy it.
It definitely did.
he goes in there and
Definitely
like
did.
he's like, I'm gonna get a pound of ground chuck, and like it's $1.20, and he picks it up and like half of the bottom is brown and shit, and he's like, oh yeah,
It's just like a
Looks good.
clay. It just looks like there's no like cuts in
No-
it. It's just like
yeah, there's
one.
no pink, it's just like yeet.
I will
They
say
didn't even
though,
like fake the lines or anything.
Aldi's is good for like snacks and shit. You can get a shitload of cheap snacks at Aldi's.
Yeah.
That's
They also
for sure.
have Winking Owl line of wine there. That is the best cheap wine.
Ooh,
hands
I didn't know
down.
that.
It's
I
like
didn't know what
$3.
the-
It's $3. It's actually pretty decent.
$3.
Yeah,
oh my
no,
God.
it's really cheap, but it's actually pretty. Like it's better than Barefoot, and it's like
Oh,
$3.
man.
See, I can't get that because they don't, sell alcohol in those stores in Jersey.
You got to come to Philly.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, Jersey's fucking weird with that shit.
Yep.
All right, this is an interesting story. Tesla owner attempts autopilot defense during DUI stop. So these cops pull this guy over, and he was fucking hammered. What did they say? He was 2 times the legal alcohol limit, and he was basically like, "Dude, it's okay. My car's on autopilot." And they arrested him and towed his car. So
All right,
that is not a
so-
legal defense.
So can you
This
I
is a
haven't
good-
looked into Teslas that much, but can you not like set it on autopilot but be in the passenger seat, or does somebody have to be in the driver's seat?
You have to be
for
in the
it?
driver's seat.
Yeah,
Okay, never mind.
yeah. But
I was
mean,
about to say, if you could set it on autopilot
and, then sit in
and
the
still be in the
passenger seat.
passenger seat, like I would do that shit.
Oh, I think
Yeah,
we're
so
gonna get
we're-
there eventually.
We will eventually, but we're not that close to stage 5 like that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely should not be drinking and driving ever.
Yeah.
No.
I don't care what autopilot you got on there, but I think that was pretty funny. I
No,
would
but
love
if
it.
you're-
I would
if
love
you're
it
in the
for us
pa-
to get there.
If you're in the
though.
passenger seat and you are legitimately 100% on autopilot, then I honestly don't see a problem with that. If
Yeah,
you're in the
but-
passenger seat.
Until
But if
your
you're
car
in the
runs
driver's
someone
seat,
over.
your drunk ass is gonna want to fucking like nudge it around and shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
I think when cars are 100% automated, then that'll be a little bit more of an interesting question. Like, can you sit in a Tesla that's on 100% autopilot, be hammered, and is it illegal? I guarantee you
Yeah.
that'll never happen. I guarantee you cannot be drunk if you're in a car, or at least
mean, well-
in the vicinity of a driver's seat or something.
Yeah, I don't know what the law is where he was, but I mean, like here, if you're in the driver's seat, if the key is in the car
Yep.
and turned, it's DUI. Even
Yep,
if it's just turned to radio, it's DUI.
yeah, that's how it is here. If you're drunk and you're sitting in your car outside and your key is in the ignition,
Yeah.
and somebody rolls up on you, and it doesn't matter if your car's warm or hot or not. If your key's in that ignition, it's DUI.
Dude, in New Jersey, if you are on a moped, if you're in a go-kart, if you're on a fucking boosted board and you're drunk, you're getting a fucking DUI. They
You
do
get
not
one
fuck
for your
around.
that's here
mopeds?
too, but
Yeah, you get them for
What?
you get them on a bike.
Uh.
You can get a DUI on a bike.
Notepad was always the
insane.
DUI, your DUI card. You got a DUI, you lost your car and your license, so you bought a moped.
I wonder if we'll ever get to a point where cops are trying to fight for getting people DUIs, because you know how much money that shit brings into the state? It's so expensive. I got a DUI when I was 17, and it probably cost me around $20,000, a lawyer included, to effectively remove it. Luckily, I was 17, so it got expunged off my record, but it was not cheap. It was not cheap. I couldn't go to college anymore. I had to drop out of school because it was so expensive. So don't get a DUI, kids. It's not worth it. Not worth it at all. I was
I
doing
know
40. I got stopped for speeding doing 40 in a 25, and the cop pulls me over. He's like, "You know how fast you're going?" I was like, "Yeah, I was only going like 40 miles an hour." He's like, "Yeah, but you're in a 25," and I was like, "I'm not drunk."
I'm not drunk.
But the honest, I wasn't really drunk, but my Mitsubishi at the time had no lights in the dash, so I couldn't see my speedometer, and I was following my friend.
Well, that's another ticket.
Yeah, I was following my friend, and he was speeding, and I didn't know. So there you go. Mistakes that you make.
You have a Mitsubishi Eclipse, didn't you?
Yep, Mitsubishi Eclipse 95. I
Yeah,
love that
of
bad
course
boy.
I did.
Chop the muffler off too.
Jesus
One of those DSM pieces. Yeah. All right, move on.
It was
But
the best.
one of my friends, he's gotten a couple of DUIs, but on the last one he got, like, he had to install the thing into the steering wheel the breathalyzer into the steering wheel where
Yeah.
you got to blow in it every time. And he would legit. I have no comprehension how stupid some people can be, because he would legit drink and then get somebody else to blow into the breathalyzer so he could drive home. Like,
So dumb.
like, yeah, legit. Like, I don't understand how stupid you could be. So,
Some people just got to drink, man. Some people they got to have that drink in there.
and you know what those people need to do? Stay the fuck home.
Yeah, don't drive. Or just
If
fuck-
you're,
well,
if
now we
you're
got
at that
Uber.
if you're at that level, it's cheaper to get drunk at home in anyway. Because if you're
It's cheaper
if
to
you're
get drunk
that
at home.
level, your ass is drinking a lot to get
Yeah,
drunk.
that's
you know
true,
what I mean?
Yeah. And then we also live in this world now where we have Uber and Lyft and all of those other things.
Yeah, when I was 17, there was no Uber, so that's my defense. I wonder if I can
Yeah,
plead
this
that
was like
defense.
what
I didn't
I'm
know how
talking
to
about
call
is
a
like 5
taxi
years
cab,
ago.
and it wasn't an app on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm talking about, it was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe longer than that.
No, they definitely still do the breathalyzer in the car for sure.
Yeah. Well,
All
I mean, dude, that reminds me of a different time. Okay, we got out of the bar and we were just hanging out, having a cigarette afterwards. We just watched this lady get into her car and just reverse out of her spot very shittily, just slam straight into a fucking light pole.
Oh
Just
my
like drive it, like go up to 20 straight into a light pole. You're just like, oh,
Yeah, just don't drink.
okay.
Don't even drink.
Yeah.
It's not even worth it. Not even worth drinking. All right, these are the best cases of 2018 CES Gaming Case Roundup over by Gamers Nexus. Does Steve, he writes all of this stuff and produces the videos as well?
Yeah, no, Steve's awesome.
Killing it, dude. All right, let's see what we got here. Lian Lee 011 Dynamic and Air. This is
The dynamic looks dope as fuck, I think, personally.
This looks gorgeous, and it's huge as well. Nice.
It's huge, but from what I've seen, they've done a good job of it not being too wide. Like it is wider than your normal like ATX case, I think, but not massively.
I like the front too. I like the way the front looks. Lian Lee always makes really nice cases. Too bad they're pretty expensive.
Well, these ones are looking for 130 and 150, which is expensive, but like for the competition at those cases, these are looking really good. And I mean that the Air version of it, you can buy it, I think, for like they're planning on 120 or 130 without fans, or if you spend 150, you get 6 fans, and 3 of them are RGB.
There you go.
Like that's insane.
I like
for it being all mesh and actually having like vents on the side for water cooling and stuff. You can put your radiator on the side so it's not blocking anything.
Yeah, I like the Fusion Elite one too. It looks like something out of fucking Mass Effect.
Yeah.
That front panel, that looks pretty cool. Biggest surprise, Cooler Master H500P Mesh and 500M. Mesh is like a big thing these days in cases.
Well, especially for him.
This one looks
well, no, it hasn't been. The last year there's been no fucking mesh. There was the Meshify, and that was it.
Yeah. Well, the Meshify is kind of what started the mesh everywhere. Mesh on top, mesh on bottom.
Well, yeah, kind of, because like that's the way Steve ranks a lot of things is very objectively.
He's a very function over form kind of guy.
Yeah. So everything about him is he's been begging for mesh. So this is why he's had a happy CES. Because he's always begging for mesh, because all he cares about with a case is, hey, dude, this case for the same price makes your temps like 5 degrees lower. That's huge.
Yeah. I was about to say, wouldn't that just lower the overall temperature? Like, wouldn't that be a good thing?
Yeah. But
I mean,
a lot of people want 3 panels of tempered glass because it looks pretty.
You don't want too
kills
much airflow.
Everything.
You don't want too much open airflow though, because then there's no static pressure in the case, so it doesn't have like a vacuum effect. So you want just enough static pressure in the case that actually funnels air.
Not only that, but we've established that I don't give a rat's dick about RGB, so mine would just look basic as fuck in that mesh case.
Well, so far, a lot of these are like super flashy. Not super flashy, but they're a little flashier than what you would like so far from what we see. Best small form factor, the Inwin A1. This one's actually
that thing looks sexy.
This thing looks pretty dope, but the clear on the bottom.
Yeah, and they originally that top panel was wood. And that's what they showed at Computex, but now they're actually bringing it into production. The first line, they're not going to be able to bring it out with wood, but they want to in the future.
I want
for that top panel.
Yeah, I want a wood.
And this thing's like this big. It's seriously like this big.
Yeah, I've been looking at building a micro ATX case or build.
And it vents everything on the bottom. That's why it's like sitting a foot up or an inch up.
Are you talking about this LDO 102 thing?
No,
the Inwin A1. It's like a small white box.
Yeah, I see it. I mean, it looks nice.
Actually, dude, I kind of like the ones that they showed off last time a little better. I like the wood with the
the wood looks sick.
It's also like an aluminum one too.
I think they've just been having production problems with that, so that's why it's not on the first run.
I could see that. It does look nice though. That's definitely in the running if I'm gonna get a small form factor. Best micro ATX, the LD 101. That's the one you like, Loco?
Fuck no.
Oh, okay.
Fuck no, it doesn't even have a side panel.
It probably does. Just that picture doesn't.
I mean,
they're not selling it without a side panel.
look, no, like neither one of them have a side panel. Why would you try to show off a case with no side panel unless it's just completely black or completely opaque?
Possibly
like through it.
A lot of these two sometimes are production or early production. Like the next one on the list, the Saber Ray. They've been showing that for 3 years, and it's finally coming out this year because they're bringing it to show it and basically get feedback.
I'm just saying the final three look fucking ridiculous.
I knew you were gonna say
especially the next to last one. Like, what the fuck is going on
the
here?
Obsidian,
this Obsidian
dude. The Obsidian
500D.
is sick, dude.
This thing looks like trash, dude. It looks
Just-
like we got a disco going on in that motherfucker.
I will
Like,
say RGB is a little much in that case.
yeah, it's a little much in like all of the last three ones. It's
But,
ridiculous.
I mean, if you don't have RGB components, it would look pretty dope, like a glass piece. You know what I mean? Like a just
Would
all
it?
black.
I can't tell because there's so much goddamn RGB in there. I can't even tell what's going on.
If you go to like PC Master Race or Battle Stations on Reddit, you'll see some like really classy builds, and like in glass or tempered glass cases, and they look nice when there's no RGB in them. They're like matte black with just like a dark tinted glass, and they just
That's what
set
I
them
want.
up. Yeah, it looks nice, but
Yeah, just like black or white. And
Yeah.
that's it.
but like
I,
still a little bit like I don't want much RGB.
I can
but
see
it's a
Loco
little
rocking
flashy.
one of those H500Ps. I think.
Let me see.
I think I can see him rocking that if it, turn all the lights to black or white or lights off.
Yeah, I can see that too. But I would like to see him with the last one, the View 37, and just kid it out all right behind him, dude.
Dude, those things could be so good, and they're still not, which is sad.
a little
It's
bit
like
too
every
much.
time I turn on my rig, there's like a dubstep drop. You know what I mean? This is when I see this, that's what hits my head. It's like goddamn dubstep went way too far. That's the only thing I can think when I see this bullshit.
And then you got to get the what is it? That chair, that fucking racing chair. I forget the name.
Yeah.
Oh. Hold on.
Oh, you
You
got
mean
one? Don't tell
this
me you
chair?
got one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, you're
Except
halfway
you need
there.
lights on it too.
You're halfway there, dude.
Just start like duct taping LED light strips to it.
You're halfway
Like,
there.
don't even make it classy. Just get like command strips and just throw them on.
Did you even see the chair?
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
what's
little
the
bit.
name of it?
Do what?
What's the name of your chair?
I can't even remember. It's definitely not a DX racer.
Oh,
I didn't
that's-
pay
that's the
$300
name.
fucking dollars for it.
That's the name
It's
of the
a-
X Racer.
Yeah, this is like it is a bucket seat chair,
Yeah.
but it was like $60 on Amazon. So yeah.
All right, moving on. OnePlus got pwned, exposed up to 40,000 users to credit card fraud out of Ars Technica. A malicious script injected into OnePlus's payment page went undiscovered for 2 months. Ouch. Earlier this week,
I'm
numerous reports. Go ahead.
I'm so fucking glad I didn't buy that phone now. Bruh, like I've been wanting to like get that phone for probably 2 months now, ever
Since
since
we-
the OnePlus 5T came out. And
So nice phone. Yeah.
yeah, I'm just really glad I didn't go through with it. And I just waited on that one because apparently I would have been like hit up with some charges from fucking Uzbekistan or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really glad that I waited on that purchase.
That's
Yeah.
a hit, dude. That sucks, man. That sucks to have to put that statement out there. So it happens. Hopefully you got a team that could fix that.
Probably because it's already talking about it. So
Yeah. Samsung is now mass manufacturing GDDR6 memory for your next GPU.
thank God.
First time ever, Samsung is manufacturing GDDR6 memory in mass quantities. The memory is faster and more efficient than the GDDR5 memory. It succeeds and will likely appear on graphics cards this year. How much faster is it than? Oh, here we go. GDDR6 chips.
Yeah, we had a story about that. It's like 4 or 5 gigabytes per second
Oh, okay.
faster than GDR5X.
There we go.
So pretty nice. It's a pretty nice increase. And it's faster than HBM2, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah, and they're finally starting to just like pump them out.
Which is great because we need it. Because if you want to go look at graphics cards prices right now and just laugh, go
Yeah,
right
I
ahead.
do. I do want to look at them. Let's check them out.
You do? Okay.
Let's check them out.
At least in the last week, they were hilarious. I was looking, I saw a Vega 64 for $2,000. I saw a
my
1080
God.
Ti for 1,700, and a 1080 for 1,400, and a 1070s were usually going for $1,000.
An Asus GeForce GTX 1080 Ti just plain blower fan style card, 1,300 on Newegg.
Yep.
GTX 1080 Ti, DirectX 12, the MSI one, the one that's like red with the 2 blower fans, almost $1,400. Oh my lordy. I'm about to sell my other card now. Let's see how much the 1080 is, because that's the one that I would sell.
Still want to sell to me? JK. Yeah, no, like this last couple of weeks, after Christmas, they've gone up massively.
Holy shit!
Like even worse, like they doubled.
That
like I remember, I was bitching. No, I can't. I know.
It can't be.
But like it's seriously there's if you look up 1070s are going for like $800 to $900, like just
insane.
all over.
Yeah,
and I was bitching about them being like 500, 600.
Yeah. Yeah, $1,000 for the 1070. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they went up that much. Oh, man, that does suck. Now I can see why Jay's 2 cents was pissed.
Yeah.
I saw that video and I was like, they're really not that much more expensive. I didn't look at the
prices. No,
they
like this January here, they've
man.
Like seriously, Vega 56s are like a $1,300 card now, apparently.
I do not believe that it has anything to do with crypto mining. There's no way that there's crypto miners purchasing this Asus ROG GeForce 1080 Ti Strix edition for their mining rigs.
Not at that price.
It's insane. Oh well, don't just get a PS4.
Don't buy a graphics card right now. Don't buy memory right now, because memory is back up to like launch prices.
Just start buying consoles again until PC prices become competitive. And they're like,
honestly, if you're gonna buy something right now, this is like the first time I think ever buying a pre-built computer is actually probably cheaper. Like literally going to like CyberPower PC or something's probably cheaper.
All right. Speaking of prices, the NZXT slashes prices on their N7 Z370 motherboard, that motherboard we talked about last week. They were taking feedback, and basically people were like, this is cool, but it's too expensive. And their statement is, the feedback we received was that while the thoughtful layout and beautiful all-metal cover are appealing, the price is a bit too high, said NZXT founder Johnny Hu. We've taken steps to address that today with changes to the configuration and price. Probably tweak some things around, use some cheaper parts, and make it a little bit cheaper. There you go. It is beautiful, dude. Just looking at the all black one, dude, it's nice. They now cost $250. Maybe they'll drop them down to 200, maybe 175. Who knows? Letgo adds housing sales. Now, I started using Letgo a while back, and it's basically like Craigslist, except for it's like an app. It's like a lot easier of an app, which is pretty dope. So now they should start putting houses on there, and they're going to be competing. They're basically competitors to Craigslist. And where'd everyone go?
I don't know. All I know is the idea of let go with houses is funny to me, because I want to see the commercial where the person's just chained to their house. That's the whole joke behind the commercials. They're always like chained down by their things.
Yeah.
Yo, let go of that house. $50.
It's pretty. I mean, I like Craigslist, but I fucking hate how old it looks and feels. You know, they need to update Craigslist.
Craigslist, it just feels scummy.
Yeah, it feels like you're gonna get scammed.
Just like, you know, meet up to buy something, get stabbed.
And that's definitely not to say that Letgo is going to be any different, but it just looks cleaner. So kind of get a better vibe from it.
Bro, that's a real fear around here.
Really?
Yeah, fucking getting robbed on Craigslist.
Yeah, I mean,
that's legit around here. Like when you get something off of Craigslist, you got to make sure to meet somebody like in a public place.
Oh yeah, always, for sure.
And highly populated.
Never give them your address.
Yeah, somebody give you a house address to come to, like you're getting robbed.
Yeah,
we'll bring it to you. What's your address? You're getting robbed.
You come by, they invite you in to get the chair you're gonna buy. Next thing you know, you're in a basement in a hole, and they're yelling, you know, put the lotion on the skin.
Yeah. No, so I've purchased a bunch of stuff off Craigslist, and sold some stuff on Craigslist. Never really had much of an issue, but you kind of just gotta, like, you know, from like talking to the person or just the ad itself, kind of what you're getting into. But I know some people are pretty stupid and they'll probably get themselves in some sticky situations. So there you go. Now you can sell your house on Letgo. Dell XPS 15 2-in-1 gets initial tests. This 2-in-1 is the one we saw at CES 2018. The new XPS is one of the first and few models that actually ships out with the new Intel's new G series CPU, which uses the AMD Radeon RX Vega M GPU integrated into the chip. And we got some benchmarks here. 44 average frames per second mountain peaks. What is this? Oh, this is Tomb Raider. Overall score around 30 frames per second on Tomb Raider. That's actually pretty impressive. It doesn't say like what settings it's at. I guess at the ultra settings, it's at 8 frames per second, 23 frames per second at high.
Damn.
Oh no, I'm reading the wrong one. I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. That was for the XPS 13. So the XPS 15, it's 34 frames per second on Tomb Raider. That's actually not bad, considering. That's not bad.
Did you like
On ultra or on high?
That is, it doesn't, on high. On high.
Did you play Tomb Raider?
Mhm.
Did you see the trailer during the game for the new Tomb Raider movie?
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
like they're straight up taking the game, like the newest, like the first Tomb Raider game, where she's using bows and arrows and climbing up.
She's in the fucking snow and shit.
Yeah, I just want to know, when's the Uncharted movie?
Oh my god, dude. Who's gonna play what's his name? Nathan Drake.
Fillion.
Who?
Yeah, yeah, I can totally.
I can totally see him pulling off Nathan Drake.
Nathan Fillion?
Yeah. Firefly guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I can see him being Nathan Drake.
He almost looks like Drake too.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
All right, let's fund this. Let's make this movie happen.
Let's do it. Let's produce it.
Executive produced by No Life.
Nathan Fillion. Who would be the what's her name? I forget all the fucking names in that. Scully. Who would be Scully? That dude. I forget his name.
Tom
man.
Selleck.
No, not Tom Selleck. He plays like this. He has mustache, has a bald head. He plays that role, the same role in fucking every movie. I forget his name.
Oh,
Tom Selleck.
And Fear sounds like him.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he's always in like the westerns and shit.
No, he's always kind of like in a suit. He's always like in a suit. I fucking can't remember any movies that he's in because he's just like a side character in every single movie. He's like he's like the side character.
So he's Sully.
Yeah, he's Sully. I'll figure it out. I'll come back to you in the next one.
No, you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell?
Yeah.
Okay, that would work.
Yeah, with like they just put a mustache on him and they salt and pepper it a little bit.
That'll work, dude.
Yeah, he's got that smart aleck attitude behind him.
Let me put a picture up.
Like he can legit just play Bruce Campbell and it would still fit the spot.
That'll work. He definitely needs the mustache, and I'll add everything to it.
Yo, Square Enix, we want part of this.
We're just gonna start producing it. We need to get in contact with their peoples. Shouldn't be too difficult.
Nah, it should be pretty easy.
Apple to discontinue iPhone X rather than sell at lower price when second generation model launches. Apple will discontinue the first generation iPhone X when the second generation model launches later this year, rather than bump the device down its smartphone lineup for lower than $999, according to KGI Securities analyst Ming Chao Ku, who clarified his earlier prediction with a follow-up research note today. Q said that Apple keeping the current iPhone X in its smartphone lineup for a reduced price such as $899 will likely cannibalize sales of the mid-range 6.1 iPhone with Face ID and LCD display when he expects to launch in the second half of 2018 for between $650 and $750 in the United States. Yeah, I didn't expect them to keep this one around. That's kind of why I didn't want to go after it.
Yeah.
They're pretty much going to kill it.
That was a better clarification I think he gave, because his first one, when he said like early this morning or late last night, he was just like, oh, yeah, they're going to cancel it in summer. Yeah. Like, that's basically all he said. And what he originally said, too, was it's mostly because it's not selling in China, like, at all.
Yeah.
Like, people are buying iPhone 8 Pluses over it every single time.
I can see that. Is there a reason why? Is it just because of the price?
I don't even think it's the price. The reasons they were giving was mostly related around screen real estate.
Yeah, that and
They hate the notch.
that and I imagine like a part interchangeability. Like that's really huge over in like Shenzhen.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Being able to repair phones and customize your phones with parts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's stuff like that, but a lot of it was to just they actually specifically didn't like, in his first statement at least, they didn't like how the screen real estate to the phone. They actually didn't like that. They didn't like the whole front of the phone being a screen.
Yeah.
They wanted more usable
really
space.
I don't really like it that much either. I mean, essentially you're getting a smaller phone you're getting like a smaller screen in somewhat of a bigger screen format, where the 8 Plus, it's just 16:9 big, you know? So if there's an iPhone X Plus that comes out, I'll probably get that version because I just like a bigger screen. I like a bigger phone. Hopefully they could just kind of like tighten it up, slim it down a little bit. But I'm like, just like having a full screen doesn't really, I pretty much had that with the Galaxy. And I know how much it's annoying when you accidentally touch the sides, and it's just a lot of, I don't know. It just doesn't, there's not much function there other than, you know, just looking nice. And you can, the way that Apple has been like using that top-notch display is just disgusting. It looks so dumb with like how they put like some of the stuff underneath it. Not a fan of it. Not a fan. You know, just give me the 16:9 format. Every content ever made is in 16:9 or 1:1. There's nothing done in 21.5 by, you know, whatever the fucking format is. So.
Yeah.
But I can see why Americans would like it.
That's the biggest things that I've heard is it's all because of the screen size.
And I could see what he's saying too with like, you know, if you got to change change a part out in China, it's super easy. But something like this, the phone's a lot more delicate and there's a lot more intricate parts going on. It's probably just a little bit more expensive all around. So it's probably a big deal in China. And our last,
some of the mock-ups too, because of that, look interesting. But like, I can't decide if they're worse or better. Because they'll still have a notch, but then it's like half notch, and just turning the top half to plastic. And I'm like,
yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Well, this is exciting. The Canon G7 Mark III rumors that are coming out from photorumors.com. This is from The Verge. Is this Canon camera the next hot vlogging rig? 4K, microphone input, and pipe dreams? I don't think they're going to have 4K on this, to be completely honest. If they do, if there's a microphone input and there's 4K and a flip out screen and it looks as nice as what you're seeing here on the screen, then you can guarantee you this is going to be the biggest vlogging. This will probably be one of the biggest selling cameras out, because this is what's missing from the Sony one is mic input and just nice ergonomics. Canon's kind of focusing, which is the best in class. Sony's focusing still isn't quite there yet. But Sony's got 4K. And Sony's
but Sony's got 4K, which Canon still doesn't have.
Nope. I really don't think they're going to have 4K in this one either. They can't even do it in their fucking flagship DSLRs. Why would they put it
Well, I think it's one of those things too that I'm wondering if they can. They're just choosing not to. But I don't know.
I don't think they can, to be honest. Because if they have it on the 5D Mark IV, but they crop it in, right? So you know that their sensors aren't capable to produce a 4K full frame image, at least on that camera. Where the 1DX, it can do that, though the files are gigantic, and that's a professional camera that's upwards of $6,000-$7,000. So are they really just trying to keep 4K as like a professional? And their professional cameras, like their C series cameras, or like the 1DX Mark II, Mark D, or 5D Mark IV, and then kind of have all their other stuff, their consumer stuff, 1080p. I can see why people would think that they're just trying to hold back, but I think they just kind of need a new upgrade onto their sensor, at least their consumer sensors, and then they can implement 4K, because Sony's killing them in that department. They're killing them in almost every department right now. Sony's just dominating cameras. And Panasonic has gained a lot of ground in a couple of years with the GH series.
Well, yeah, Panasonic took all of that video market.
Yeah.
For the consumer prosumer level like video market, that all went to Panasonic.
Yeah. Problem is with Panasonic is that they're micro four thirds, so you're getting like a super cropped in image.
You are, but if you're a YouTube vlogger or doing reviews, you don't care as much.
Yeah, you don't care
Because like it still gets great quality and it's 4K and it's easy to use.
Yeah,
With
consumer
great
market,
lenses,
it's
cheap.
excellent and it's cheap. Yeah. So Canon and Nikon's still holding on strong with their D850, which is like the last model of the DSLR series. It's like the greatest DSLR ever made. But it's like that whole era is moving away. We're getting into mirrorless now, silent shutters, super high frame rates, super high resolution. And if you can't keep up with Panasonic and Sony, then, you know, people don't really want your cameras. If you're a professional, it's a little bit of a different market, but consumer market right now, it's really difficult.
I'm still hyped though that this is the market now. Because
Yeah,
I
me
remember in high school, you know, like when Micro Four Thirds mirrorless stuff started coming out, and it was like, this seems dope, but everyone hated it.
Yeah.
And like now it's the standard. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm happy with this.
Yep. Well, that's a lot of anytime you get into like those kind of hobbies, there's fucking gatekeepers come out. It's not a true mirror system. It doesn't have a single lens system. It's like, dude, it's got 4K, motherfucker. Your camera is stuck in 720.
Which is kind of true right now.
I like the way that this camera looks too, ergonomically. I like how big this fucking screen is. If this rumors come true and it's got 4K 50p, it's got the screen, it's got the mic input, I will buy this camera.
All right, I was gonna say if they can knock this out for like 500 to $1,000, yeah,
it'll definitely compete at like 1,000. Maybe
I'm guessing grand, like that RX,
Yeah.
that RX3 or 103 Mark III.
Yeah, Sony's usually run a little bit pricier too, or Canon's usually run a little bit pricier too. So we'll see. If it's around $1,000 for sure, I'll buy it because my other Sony, my RX, got stolen when my shit got broken into. So I'm looking for another camera like this, and I haven't really needed one because I upgraded my rig. So I've been using my second rig as a vlogging thing, but I miss that just pocketability. All right, guys. Hope
Well,
you're
yeah,
ready.
that's why I like the old Lumix. When Lumix first started coming out with those little tiny ones for 500, they started using the Leica lenses. It was just stills and 1080p video, $500. There you go, great image quality. Like ever since then, I almost buy those more often than I buy DSLR stuff.
Yeah, and smartphone products don't come close to the quality you'll get out of like a dedicated camera ever. I don't think it'll ever reach it, especially now since the mirrorless market is killing it. So if you're looking for like nice image quality for YouTube, it's best to get something like this that's on the screen rather than just use your smartphone. Well, and then again, content matters too. All right, let's get into, well, we're going to close the show. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Make sure you head over to our website, No Life Digital. Boom, you can check out the link there. Our Twitter, No Life Digital, as well as our Twitch, No Life Digital. We'll catch you guys later. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye now.